Yeah, it doesn't take much convincing. I don't mind.
I also read that you liked a gray snail.
Oh, the gray snail. You know about that? It's terrible, yeah. No, I did that, my first bar job. I was a floor guy.
The floor guy.
It was a weird job because you stand on the floor and you're supposed to keep an eye out and make sure there's no trouble, but you're not allowed to actually touch anybody.
Okay.
So if you see something go down, you just like, stop doing that, which doesn't really work very well. It was a horrible job, yeah, floor guy.
What restaurant, bar was this?
It's called the Hang Up.
Here in Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
On Elm Street.
I thought it was really interesting at 99 Homes that the opening scene you said made you nervous. Is that the first time you've been nervous in a while, or does every project push you in different ways?
No, I get nervous all the time. I mean, that's the thing is, no matter how long you act, you never really figure out the perfect way to do it. I mean, in every job, you got to start at square one, you know? So acting isn't something that you necessarily get better at the longer you do it. You can get worse. You can completely lose your talent altogether. I mean, I've seen it happen to other people. So you've always got to be, you know, diligent.
Right. You can't
Can't relax.
And that last line, it was ad-libbed?
That was, yes, it was a line I came up with. Yeah, what happened is the writer and director of the film, Ramin, he didn't know how to end it. He had a screen direction where it was like, Rick and Dennis look at each other. He's like, well, that's lame. And I know I need something more, but I just don't know what it should be. He wanted to have a meeting about it, and I said, no, let's see what happens. And he said, but it's the ending. It's the ending of the movie. I said, yeah, but we're not going to figure it out going to have a cup of coffee. We just need to show up and see what happens.
Did you walk off set like, nailed it?
He says I got a little smirk on my face afterwards.
Just knew it felt right?
Yeah.
But can you just tell?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing, is it's just the release of everything that's led up to that moment. It's just a natural progression.
Whose idea was the electronic cigarette?
That was Ramin's.
It was his?
Yeah, the story behind that is that Ramin's last movie was with Dennis Quaid, and he met Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid was smoking an e-cigarette. He loved the image of it. He was smoking the black one with the blue tip, and Ramin just filed it away and said, I got to put that in a movie.
Do you think your best work is done when you're not over-prepared, or does being prepared give you the confidence to take more risks?
I think it depends on the project. I mean, something like this, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about real estate. It was completely foreign to me. So I needed, if I wouldn't have done some research, I would have been really bad.
Yeah.
But some things you work on, they're more just a product of imagination, creativity. And then there's, if you're playing a real person, you have an obligation to study them. Yeah. And they're going to see the movie. Like I got this other movie, Freeheld, that's coming out, and I'm playing a real guy in that, Dane Wells. But he saw the movie and he gave me his blessing.
Oh, whew. That probably felt good. What questions do you appreciate, I guess, when you're being interviewed about movies, and then what questions kind of just bother you?
What bothers me is categorizing all my work into one category, so you always play this guy.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't. Every character I play is a different person. Now, they may have some similar characteristics, but they're different people. So that bothers me. Other than that, I don't really mind.
Sure. When you do have an intense day on set, what do you do to unwind, to get back just to yourself? Or does it switch on and off?
I go eat. Yeah. I'm usually really hungry because I have a hard time eating when I'm at work because I don't like acting with food in my stomach. It just seems wrong. So by the end of the day, I'm usually starving.
Who's the nicest person you've worked for in Hollywood? Or just worked for in general? Or who gave you the hardest time on set? Maybe that's easier to remember.
I've met so many nice people. I was very fortunate to get to work with Sidney Lumet before he died. One of my favorite directors and a very, very kind man. You're talking about a guy who's had been making movies for decades, had worked with all the biggest movie stars in the world, and he was just such a down-to-earth guy. Just showed up in blue jeans and his corduroy shirt. Just a beautiful, beautiful man. Yeah, I did a couple of scenes in Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, which is what was his last movie. In terms of people that, well, you know, I don't think it's any secret really at this point that Michael Bay can be sometimes difficult to work with. Although I had a great time. We had a good rapport together. The secret with Michael is just to give him some shit back, and then he thinks you're funny. You know? If you act all scared and like, oh no, he's gonna fire me, then he goes in for the kill. Hi.
Hi guys, who's joining us?
It's me.
We're with Michael Shannon.
Yes.
If you could have a drink with anyone, who would it be?
Wow. Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah. I'd have a drink with Jesus.
Okay. What would you drink with Jesus?
I just want to taste what that wine was like.
I know.
The wine he made, I bet it's probably the best wine. And it's probably pretty cheap, because I'm sick of getting ripped off for wine.
I know. Me too.
Yeah. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for having a drink with us.
No problem.
Congrats on
Everything.
everything you're doing, on everything.